We've never had somebody that's gone through this process and not come out the other end changed and transformed and feeling much better about their body and themselves.
I always keep this, I know it's a bit crinkled, because this is what I look like when I went to the spa.
Remember?
Oh my goodness me.
If you can see that.
Yeah.
That's what I look like. I have this on my computer as well. It's my picture, personal things. So I can always look at it and look at it and check and touch wood without taking my clothes off. There's nothing like that on it now. That is fantastic. I'll show you exactly the difference. As you can see, the front, if you can remember what it was like, it was all covered there, round the belly button especially, stomach, all the sides. You see faint red marks, which doesn't really bother me that. Go around there, the back, you can't see any blemish. Everybody remarked on what a difference it made to me. And I've just kicked on from there. You know, if you get compliments, obviously you're not going to fall back into a rut, are you? You're going to keep that compliment there. And that's what I do. And it's good. I'm enjoying it.
Prior to the detox, I would go to bed at 11, scratch non-stop till 5, and then be up at 6 for work. And that was really tough, and like sheets covered in blood. I was like this all the time because I couldn't stretch my arms. And now I can actually use my arms, and I'm like getting the muscle back in my arms, and it's just a whole different feeling. Like before, lifting a dinner plate would like kill me, and it's the little things, but for me they were big things because I was dependent on my mum to feed me because I had cracks in my mouth and like on the side of my mouth. It's little things that I can do for myself now. And I know it may not seem much to someone else, but it's life-changing for me.
For ex-military man Alex, the spa experience was key in helping him win his battle against hyperhidrosis, or excessive sweating.
I've realised it's not so much a physical thing, it's more psychological. And I think that's got to be the root of it, to do with stress and other things and what's going on in my life.
I no longer fart. I don't, well, an odd one, but I don't really. It's not even a concern anymore. I didn't realise how much of it was involved with like childhood stuff and the divorce, and I didn't realise it went that far back, or things were so deep-rooted.
Before the spa I was quite a doormat really. I'd let everybody pile things onto me. But now I do sort of stand up for myself, and I'll sort of say to people, no, that's enough, you know, move on to the next thing sort of thing, rather than taking everybody else's problems on board. I will think about myself more. So it's probably more of a mental shift that I've noticed, but it has brought with it the physical side of it.
I keep a note of when I come on and I'm not on. And I went to the spa on the 31st of July. Was there for 2 weeks, and as you can see, when I got back on the Monday, I actually had 28 days without anything. It was amazing.
And although there have been hiccups along the way, Kathy's once chaotic cycle seems to have found the right balance.
Although it's more to deal with when I've actually got my period than it was before, it's for 7 days and then I get 21 days off, and it has been 7 days, 21 days. So, can't ask for more than that.
I think hair is a really important thing for a woman, and it just makes me feel totally... Sorry, it just makes me feel really ugly.
Kathy knew 2 weeks was not long enough to restore her hair completely. But the most important thing was to restore her self-esteem, and she slowly managed to turn a corner.
I've got to accept me for who I am. I'm not ugly. I am lovable. And the reason I'm doing this recording now is that I haven't really been able to do it up until now because there's a little camera next to the recorder and I can actually see myself, and up until now I haven't been able to look at myself. So I felt the time was right.
And since returning home, she's made massive changes, not just within.
The things that have changed in my life since detox have been quite stressful, but I've still managed to come out positive at the end. I've split from a relationship, I've sold a house, I've got a new job, I've moved towns, and obviously come out, as it were, about my wig. Everybody knows now. I don't keep it a secret. And it's only been the last 3 or 4 months that my life's moved on. I think it'll be another year before I see huge results, but I do notice a change. Even the texture of my hair is different. But my biggest change is my attitude towards it. I'm not so bothered about it, really, and I think that's the most important thing that I got out of this. And even if my hair doesn't grow back, it's my strength to cope with it, really, that I've got from the spa.
That was a key moment, definitely, where we were out and we were really deciding of what we were going to let go of before we went home, and we were out in the stream, out in nature. It was great, and that I just felt this movement, this change in my body. I was just really surprised by that, but at that moment I just knew that I had definitely let go of something that was probably infecting my body, and then therefore, because there were tensions in my body, was affecting me in a way that wasn't positive.
And the experience has reshaped the way Claire thinks and feels.
Before the spa, I was highly strung a lot of the time because it affected me at least 2 weeks of the month. And then you obviously I had the period pain as well. So I was probably fraught and not happy. I was down, I was depressed, I was negative. I was not very hopeful. I'd done a lot of stuff for myself, but I needed something more to be empowered more. And now I've got that. So I'm, all the opposite of that, really.
The difference is phenomenal. It took a little getting used to, because you when she first came back, you kind of treat her as she was. You know, am I shaking on eggshells? Should I be? Have I said the wrong thing? Is that? And you almost kind of say something and then go and realise you shouldn't have said it, but then realise that you don't get that reaction anymore. That reaction's gone. That was almost someone else. And now that original Claire, the friend that I knew, is back.
Looking back and looking forward, I would say now I know what I want, and I'm not afraid to say what I want. And if I don't want to do something, or I don't like situations, I'll speak it. I'm much more assertive.
Detoxing is no longer the domain of just the rich and the famous. It's really a health necessity. Going for a regular detox, whether it's once a year, once a quarter, something that helps the body repair itself. It nourishes your own inner health and well-being, and it's kind of your ammunition in the fight against the toxic world.